Howdy folks, you're on the C8 on Speed 252 show. Scroll over to the right, click that subscribe button, and join this awesome community. What's up, C8 on Speed 252 family? Welcome back to the channel. Thank each and every one of you for pushing that play button. I am greatly super stoked to have you on the channel today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do me a huge favor and go over and click that subscribe button, whether on your mobile device, your TV, or your computer. Go hit that subscribe button right now. For all of you that are new to my channel, I recently started taking acting lessons. I'm super stoked. It's been so much fun. My goal is to become, an actor and be in TV shows and movies, and hopefully I can say, I met some of you guys along the way, and I really greatly appreciate each and every one of you. So if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do me a favor and go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. Also hit that bell button right beside it so you get notifications when I release new videos. Right now we're headed to the post office box. I got some merch that I'm dropping off from some subscribers. I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. If you're interested in purchasing my merch, it's actually on sale. I got a discount going right now. Go to my website, click the link down in the description below, or you can click the link in my top tier comment and it will take you directly to my website. And I'm telling you right now, my merch is awesome and it's great, and I greatly appreciate each and one of your support. I'm going to give you a handwritten note personally from me thanking you for purchasing my merch off my YouTube channel. You guys, right now we headed to the post office box, like I said before, to drop off this merch. But today's video, as you saw, is about 6,000 miles later, owning my C8 Mid Engine Corvette. I'm gonna give you the bad, the ugly, and also some good with owning my 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. Let's go. Alright guys, what's up? Like I said before, this video is about the good, the bad, and the ugly of owning my 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. Now, some of you guys have been asking me questions recently because you guys are in the market of getting your C8 Corvette, or you already have gotten your C8 Corvette, and congratulations to all of you. I have about 6,165,000 miles in my car, and I enjoyed each and every one of them. And I truly appreciate the opportunity to own this bad boy, drive this bad boy, experience the conversations and the happiness of owning one of these things. But there are a lot of other things that come with this car as well. A lot of good perks, a lot of bad perks, and so forth and so forth. But with that being said, once again, I have about 6,165 miles on my C8 Mid Engine Corvette. Some of you guys want to know about the good things. So let's go ahead and cover the good things first, right? The beautiful thing about owning this car is you get to experience a mid-engine vehicle, right? Like, a lot of people usually don't get an opportunity to experience that opportunity because most mid-engine sports cars are crazy expensive. Now, granted, the C8 Corvette is really expensive as well, but not as expensive as the Lamborghinis, the McLarens, and the Porsche with the rear engines. Those cars are really out of my price range, and hoping at some point, maybe in a future time, that I might be able to afford one of those bad boys. But at the end of the day, it's nothing like driving the C8 Corvette. The good things about it with owning it in 2020 is that, the people I met along the way, the smiles I've seen kids so excited just to be able to see this car up and down all the time, 24/7. They really appreciate this car, and they get it confused a lot with the Ferrari. As you can tell by the way I spec this car, which before I didn't do it on purpose, they feel like this car is a Ferrari when they see it in purpose. And once I tell them it's a C8 Corvette, they're all like, man, this Corvette is freaking nice and blah, blah, blah. And I'm greatly appreciated for that. A good thing about owning this car is I made a lot of connections with a lot of people. A lot of sponsorships, a lot of great products. MIR was the guys who sponsored me with these wheels in this vehicle. I greatly appreciate them. From, my decals, my man Dave, who helped me with those. From the engine cover, that engine cover is freaking sweet, you guys. Take a look at it. It's amazing. It really pops back here, literally pops. Like, that's the first thing you see. I could have got a red engine cover, but I feel like that would have been boring, absolutely boring. So I decided to go ahead and go with a yellow engine cover instead. So owning this 2020 C8 Corvette during this pandemic, the good has been really great. Owning one of these cars in general, for all of you, you got to understand, it's one car to own. If you guys are currently right now on a waiting list or what the case may be, hold out for it. I'm telling you right now, hold out for it, because you're going to really enjoy what this car has to offer. Around the corners, around the turns. I have not experienced this car on a track just yet, but I'm looking forward to actually taking on the track. There's not been a lot of track events that's been going on recently within my area, at least, just because of the pandemic. Now, I mean, one of those things where when you're on the track, you can keep social distancing and all that great stuff, and then the cold weather's about to come in, the cold front and all that great stuff. So a lot of people's going to be putting their cars away for the winter time. With me, with my weather here, the good thing about owning this car is I'm still able to drive it throughout the winter. I won't be able to floor it or get my tires as warm as I want them to be just because of the fact that it's going to be super cold outside, but I still will be able to enjoy it through the winter time. Now, another good thing about this car is I've seen plenty of C8s in my area now since this car has been available. Chevrolet has kind of picked up on the demand for this car, and they've kind of, you know, got things rolling, which I've seen, you know, Rapid Blue, I've seen Accelerate Yellow, which is, I love Accelerate Yellow, and, you know, black and white. And so you see a lot more C8s on the road than you have before. And I'm not gonna lie, when I see a C8 on the opposite road from me, you guys, I'm telling you right now, it is freaking fabulous. When I'm in my everyday driver and I see a C8, I'm like, man, that car is freaking sweet. Chevrolet did a fabulous job with designing the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. So for that record, you guys, if you're on a waiting list right now, wait. Be patient for it, because you will love every bit of that car. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of guys I see in the forums, on Facebook chats, all saying that the car has met their expectation by far. Like, they love driving it, they love seeing it, they love spending time with it, whatever the case may be. They love their C8 Corvette. Chevrolet outdid themselves in this vehicle for sure. So I will go ahead and say there's been part of the good, and there's a lot more good with that, but I want to go ahead and get into some of the bad. Some of the bad about owning the 2020 C8 Corvette in this pandemic. And this is my experience of owning. Like I said, I have 6,165 miles on this bad boy, and I enjoy every single mile. But one of the bads that I've come to realize is some recall stuff, right? Recall stuff is something you cannot actually predict. You just don't know. A lot of people say don't buy the first generation because you're going to have some issues. You're going to have issues with any and every vehicle you buy, but for the most part, the recalls is something that's always going to happen. I mean, my friends have bought Honda Accords, Honda Civics, Porsche, what the case may be. Everything's come with recalls. That's just how life works. And yes, I do have a steering wheel cover on my bad boy. My hands get really sweaty at all times, so that's why I try to keep my steering wheel clean. And I do know at some point I may be selling this car, so I want to make sure I keep it pristine for the next owner. Even though I love driving, I'm putting miles on it, I know at some point I would be interested in buying a Z06, so I want to keep it pristine as possible for the next owner. But one of the bad things I want to talk about that I'm still having trouble with is this freaking paint issue. This thing has been a pain in my butt. This is one of the bad things. So as you guys know, Chevrolet have had issues with this for many years now. Not just the C8, but also the C7. When they install these bumpers on the car, they install them so freaking tight that they're either rubbing against here or the seams are rubbing against the headlight. Unfortunately for me, mine was rubbing against the headlight. And as you can still see, which I can see from my end, I don't know if you guys can see from the camera or not, or from the angle, the paint that they use to actually touch this up is still chipping away. So it's one of those things where the options were to go get a new bumper, have them retouch this back up again, or had them take up the entire bumper and repaint it again, not knowing if the color's going to actually match. And I was kind of scared to do either one of them because I don't want to see the entire bumper off. So I kind of waited to see exactly what's going to happen with this. It hasn't peeled all the way, but it is starting to peel again. That is one of the issues, one of the bad things that I'm not enjoying about this car thus far, because of the paint chipping. But like I told all my friends before, I'd rather have that problem than to have motor problems or transmission problems. It's just one of those things where that's, to me, is pretty minor, and I don't want to complain about it, you know, to a bunch of people. Obviously I have friends within Chevrolet, what the case may be, and they know about it. I already told them about it. They gave me some options, but those options is going to take a while to be done. And so I'm kind of holding off to see exactly how long that's going to take before it's actually getting worse, before I need to make a really big decision with getting the whole bumper done and all that great stuff, because it's going to take time for them to send me a bumper or send my car up there and have them send my car back, which means I can't make YouTube videos, which means I can't drive it. So it could be something that I do through the wintertime. That way I'm not lacking as much and I can still drive my C7 Corvette. Another bad thing that I've come to realize with the C8 Corvette is it does have its blind spots. For all you guys, I don't think I ever mentioned this. When I first bought this car, I literally picked it up from the museum, got on the highway, and as soon as I got on the highway, almost wrecked it. I'm not gonna lie. My friend Mike was like, whoa, 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 there's a car on the other side. Because I literally almost wrecked this bad boy. You guys know Mike from Brink of Speed. I almost wrecked this bad boy because the blind spots is really bad. And so I'm getting used to actually recognizing my left and the right side when cars are near me. With the C7 Corvette, it doesn't have the blind spot detection as you see in the mirror right here. The C7 Corvette doesn't have that. No Z06, no nothing has this actual feature, so I'm not used to using it. So then now, as I'm driving the car and I realized I put on my signal light and there's a car beside me, this thing flashed dramatically. When I'm putting it on, it lets me know when cars and stuff is passing by. So I'm getting used to this. The blind spot is definitely something that's a major issue for this vehicle, but you know, it's one of those things where it comes with the territory. I'm sure that's the same way in every sports car that you probably own at this point. And it is what it is. So let's get into some of the ugly. Now, the ugly stuff is stuff that really hasn't truly happened to me, knock on wood. The ugly stuff has happened to people that I know, other Corvette owners, and things like that. So one of the uglies that people are concerned with, that I have not really been concerned with, is the front trunk. Now, as you can see, I have it popped open right now currently. I like to kind of showcase the car for people who have not seen it yet, because there's been times where I travel with this car, you know, from state to state, and people have not had the opportunity to see the C8 Corvette yet. So I'm glad they was able to see it. But one of the big recalls on the C8 Corvette is this front trunk. And yes, GM has kind of sort of proposed that idea, which was if people have the keys in their pocket, you pushing the button twice allows the trunk to open. That's really strange to me, because if the car is in motion, everything should be locked. Like, if, for instance, when I'm driving in the car, I'm driving down the road, and my two passenger doors, my passenger door and my driving door is locked, and I'm driving, I can't unlock my car door until I actually push the unlock button. So it's so weird to me that you're able to actually unlock this possibly while you're driving, or it pops open while you're driving at certain speeds. And at one point I was like, oh, okay, you know, this front trunk is not as big as the windshield, but it actually is. If you're driving at, you know, 80 miles per hour and this bad boy pop open, it's going to yank it back and probably crack the windshield, do some damage, or it's going to get stuck like this, and then you can't see what's in front of you. So that is kind of dangerous, and that's one of the ugly things that I'm concerned about for other people. Now, I will admit that has not happened to me since I've been driving my C8 Corvette, and I'm blessed that that issue has never came or occurred. But it's definitely something to look out for, because, you know, people that build these cars are human beings too. We all make mistakes, and, you know, unfortunately, things happen. So be on the lookout for that. That's one of the ugly things about the 2020 C8 Corvette, is this bad boy right here popping up while you're driving at, you know, 70 miles per hour. The other thing that I think is really, really bad, really bad, I thought the front trunk was bad, but the seat belts. The seat belts actually is a recall as well. So one of the things I was told was, if you have your seat belt latched, correct, and then you're driving, you know, 60, 70 miles per hour, this seat belt may not hook you. For instance, if you're driving down the road and somebody rear-ends you, or you rear-end someone else, it's possible that this bad boy could just come loose on its own without you even touching it. That obviously defeats the purpose of a seat belt, and you obviously will not even know that's a problem until you actually become or get into an accident. That's the sad part about it. Like, so I don't know exactly what the recall has been on that yet. Like, I haven't taken my car in for that recall notice yet, because I have not received a letter through the mail, and I don't know exactly if that's something they fix over the air or what the case may be. I know the front trunk was something they fixed over the air. I'm not exactly sure about the seat belt, but that is an ugly thing to actually happen if that's the case, and you won't know until actually an accident happens, obviously. So drive as careful as possible, because they saying right now, if this seatbelt is latched and you're driving at certain miles per hour and you rear-end someone or someone hits you, it's possible that it can come unlatch on its own, which means that it could possibly eject you from the seat, and that's a no-brainer for me. So be careful on that. That's one of the ugly things I wanted to talk about for sure. The last and final ugly thing I want to get into is the L2 engine. Now, this is an upgraded version of the LT1. We all know that now. That's been out for so long. But a lot of guys who are buying the new 2021, or I guess no, not 2021, 2020 C8 Corvettes is having some issues with the LT1. They're having the valve spring go bad. and not just go bad. I'm talking about go bad in like 100 miles or 200 miles before they even first break-in period. And that's ridiculous. Now, I don't understand how that's happening. I've heard and read some stories on why that's going bad. And this is not just happening to Corvettes. It's happening to the trucks. It's happening to most of the 2020 vehicles that have V8 engines. The valve spring is dropping and not coming back up, and so forth and so forth. It's spinning out and blah, 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 blah. That's caused a lot of people to have some issues with it. Now, the recall for that is you take your car in, the check engine light will come on. They will assess to see if the valve has gone bad, and then they replace all the valves. This is in an LT1, LT2, anything V8 wise, and so forth and so forth. There are some other V8 Chevrolet vehicles that are having some valve spring issues, and if it's older, all they're going to do is just replace that one valve. If it's new and built between June 1st to September 15th, I believe, those vehicles get all new valve springs. So those are some of the ugly things I wanted to talk about regarding the 2020 C8 Mid Engine Corvette. So you guys, I want to provide you that with that information, so you got to understand that when you buy something new, it still comes with issues. Whether it's a house, whether it's a car, whether it's tennis shoes, what the case may be, you buy something new, it's always bound to have some issues. But I want to inform you guys on some of those things that's been talked about, and the car's kind of shut off because it's been sitting here for so long. And I love hearing my engine run. But you guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching this upload. If you have not pushed that subscribe button yet, please do. Like I said before, I would love to have you part of the community. I want to take you guys on this journey with me. As you guys know, who've been part of this community for a while, I am currently taking acting lessons. I'm hoping and I'm praying that I can succeed and become a great actor. That way I can say I met some of you guys and be on the big screen, and you guys can be like, yeah, I know that guy. I was watching when he was on YouTube. So I'm hoping that pans out for me. Thank you guys for supporting me and being part of the community and embracing me and inspiring me to do other things as well. And once again, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. Look forward to seeing you, and hopefully the Z06 comes out and we can get that bad boy on the channel as well. I greatly appreciate you watching this YouTube video. Check you guys out in another episode of Seek on the Speed 252.
Is your seatbelt fastened? All right. Let's go.